Great day to you all. Welcome back to A Cup of Conversation with me, Nidra Simmons. I'm sitting out here on the porch just enjoying God's creation, giving glory and honor to God, gratitude to our spirit team, to Jesus, Holy Spirit, archangels, guardian angels, all angels in the highest Christ at light, ancestors, guardian ancestors, and our spirit team here and far. Thank you and much gratitude to you all for all that you do for us individually and as a whole. I want to help somebody out this morning. And I'm not sure how to word it, but I do want to help somebody out. I want to start off by saying, stay strong in your feelings, your thoughts, your opinions. If you know something and you feel that, and you know how if it's involving people, you know how they are, trust your judgment and your statement. Don't let somebody else change your thought process or what you believe. Saying all that to say, we have a lot of people out here that are empathetic, kind-hearted, and a lot of people don't like conflict. And then we have a lot of people that don't like to feel, don't like to go through the emotions, don't like to conquer whatever it is. For example, you have to go through certain things to get out of it. A lot of things are on a flat surface to where you can't go under it. It's built off of something, and it's too high, you can't go over it. So your only aspect, or the only way you can get through to the other side, is to go through it. And that going through part is what a lot of people don't like. So let me give you some examples and see if I can tie both of those together. I love my family, okay? I love my mother, I love my father. And since I became a parent, I realized that they're two individual people that have their own mindset, their own thought, their own way of being. They met each other. There was something there, whether it was love or lust, whatever it was, created 3 children, okay? I met my husband. When I met him, that was lust. Because it didn't take long for me to have a child with him. So, and he wasn't my husband at the time. He was, of course he's not my husband. But anyway, it didn't take long for us to get together to have a child. It took longer for us to get married. The point is I'm trying to make. But anyway, I'm transparent. I have no problem sharing my experiences with you guys because I know it's going to help somebody else. I'm not the only one going through what I went through or whatever I'm going through. All right, saying all that to say, as a child who lives with parents or had an opportunity to live some of their life with their parents, you can see for yourself what each parent has to offer. Children are very smart. They're going to play each parent to see how far they can get away with whatever it is that they want. So for all of those who try to second guess or sleep on children, don't do that because they're real smart. They know, see, and understand a lot more than what you think they do. Okay, so also as a parent, I know that, and if you have multiple children, you have to love your children all as a whole because you love your children, but each child requires something different, okay? I used to think that, my dad favored my brothers more than he favored me. And then I thought, after having my kids, I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe he see that I was stronger than my brothers and they needed more than what I did. But on that same note, because there was no conversation like that, it led me to believe what I wanted to believe. Catch that nugget right there. All right. So when it goes on to my children, I love all of my children. I have 4. That's here. Miscarried 1. But anyway, the point is, I always said that my oldest child was my experimental child because we grew together. Never had a child before my oldest one. Didn't know how to raise children. And she had to learn along with me and my husband. And then I had another one. She got some of that same treatment but it was a little bit lenient on her because I knew a little bit better, a little bit more. Then I had a third one. At that time, this one was a boy. Even though I done had 2 children already, that last one was nervousing for me because I never knew how to take care of a boy child. You have to do different things with a boy child. Later on, learning that you do the same to start. If you're doing potty training, anything like that, you start the same way, and then it leads into the way that men use the bathroom and female use the bathroom. But I was terrified. I was like, oh gosh, what am I gonna do? And all of the stuff that I had was all girl stuff. So I had to go I had a wonderful team when I was working at Home Depot, Connecticut. Shout out to Home Depot and all of the people that was there at that time. My very close friend, Adriana, at the time, I haven't seen her lately. But anyway, she threw me a shower, and I had a bunch of things that came in for my son. So I didn't have to buy for my son until he turned maybe 4 years old. So I was so grateful, and I'm about that. So thank you all. Late shout out, but thank you so much. Love you all. But the point that I'm trying to bring here is each child is going to require something different. Then I had another child, and I was comfortable at this point. I knew what to do at this point, and I knew what to look for. So I thought, out of all of my children, they each had something different. And as a connecting of all my kids, I've seen every type of doctor there is that exists to take care of any human body. So saying all that to say, if you know for a fact how somebody is because you live with them, you witness them, you know them, do not let somebody else change your thought process or mind on what you believe. Because because you experienced it and you witnessed it. Other people have not. So don't let nobody change your perception or thought. Now that word perception is a very lightweight word because everybody have their own perception. And then it's perception to finally what's the truth? What is the main thing that connects everything together? So I hope I'm not losing y'all. Let me get back to what I'm trying to say. So when I say I want to try to help somebody, you got those that don't want to feel, don't want to go through the situation, don't want to go through the process. And then you got those who know what's going on. They witness it and they experience it because they know. Okay? All right. Back to what I was trying to say. When I started off, I said that I love my parents. Now, I love my mother and I love my father. I know my mother and I know my father. He may not think I know him, but I know my father. Okay? So if I talk to somebody and I describe my mother and I describe my father, it may sound like I'm talking more love towards my mother and less love towards my father. I love them both. I respect them both. I forgive them both. And if I ever done anything to them, I pray they forgive me too. But it's going to sound different to you because of my experiences with them are different. If I may sound like I'm speaking more of love with my mom and not so much with my father, that's your perception. That doesn't mean I don't love them. That simply means that I have compassion about what I say, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything to please you because I know the truth, and I need to make sure that I'm not going to let anybody else change my perception or what I know to be true because it sounds harsh to you. That's the main point that I'm trying to say, and I hope that everything I said pulled that together, because I was told that I tend to take you around the bush and around the field before you get to that point. But I wanted to make sure that I grabbed your attention and tried to make sure that I help people on every level to get to that main level. Well, main level, because I want to go down. Once we go up, we keep going up. Okay? So I had a conversation with some close coworkers. And I was describing to them that, I want to call my father, but I don't know if I should because I not sure what I want to say, you know. I've had a birthday. My brother had a birthday. And I'm calling him. And then, you know, there's other things that took place. There was some serious issues that took place in my family. And then that made me think, okay, I should call him. So I called him. Keep in mind, I have no bitter thoughts towards him. I do not love him any less than a child or a woman is supposed to love their father. I love my father. And I love my mother. They're two different people. They get two different types of love. Hope I make myself clear. Just as a parent, you love all your children, but you're going to give them different kind of love because they all need different type of love. Okay? You can't, it's not fair to categorize your four, or if you have four or more children, all into one group because they're all different. If you do that, the person that suffers the most is the one that's in the middle. Because in the beginning, you give it a lot of attention because it's new. In the end, you get a lot of attention because it's your baby. The ones in the middle, you think they got it all already. They know it all. I'm speaking from experience. I'm a middle child. So I'm not just making this up. Everything I talk about, I can only talk about because I experienced it or I witnessed it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you something different than what I can relate to. Because I want to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay? So, saying all that to say, I called my father. And I had a good time talking to him. It's just that I know my father. Okay? I can't expect my father to treat me like my mother because they're two different people. I can't expect you to expect me to talk about my father the same way that I talk about my mother because I experienced the relationship with them. So, I'm going to end that part right here because I don't want to give you no more of my business. But no, I just wanted to let you guys see something and understand something. Just because your perception, your way that you speak, your compassion, your words, your voice doesn't sound like how they would expect it to sound or how they would articulate love and resentment, doesn't mean that you're holding resentment. Don't let somebody else change what you feel. That goes back to a post that I made before. I had so many people try to put me in a box. You don't know me like that to put me in a box. You may think you know me, but you don't know me. I'm not a box person. You can't put me in a box. Because 9 out of 10, I'm going to do something that's going to upset you. It's going to bring me out that box. And it's only going to upset those who try to keep me low in that box. It won't upset anybody else. Anybody else that sees me come out of my box will appreciate the true me. But those that has been trying to keep me down, or anybody else, not just me, anybody else, if you're going through this, if somebody's constantly trying to keep you in a box or keep you low and them a little bit higher, they're the ones that's going to have a problem when you get out that box. You can't tame humans. We're not animals. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. I hope that what I'm saying is helpful. And I hope that you guys understand. And for my mother and my father who are listening, Mom, I love you. I love you, and I thank you for being there for me. And I love you for being there for your grandbabies. My father, I love you. I love you for the person that you are. I love you for who you are. I love you for the fact that you're my father. And I accept you for who you are. I still love you both. I just got different ways of showing it because you're two different people who have shown me different things. Just like y'all love me differently. I have a father, okay? And I love him. I have a mother, okay? And I love her. So if it wasn't for them, there would be no me because they would be obedient to what God said to put this creation here. So on that fact, I love you and thank you. And to all, I hope I said something that was helpful. I want you to understand that you need to stick with what you say what you mean what you say. Don't be so easily influenced by somebody else because you think that you're coming across harsh. Nothing wrong with being harsh if it's the truth. Nothing wrong with being kind if it's the truth. We're not here to sugarcoat anything for anybody else. People know who they are. People know how they live. People know what they do. And parents know their children. Okay? So, I love you. I respect you. I love you for you. All I ask is you love me for me. And I'm here to help. As always, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Stay blessed. God loves you. I love you. You love you. You love you and forgive you. Until next time, peace.